to another episode of our Beyond the Numbers interview series where we speak to Valley leaders about what advice they would have for themselves that they could go back to when they were a staff and senior and why they love accounting. Today we're speaking with Jedediah Hewson. Jedediah is Senior Accounting Manager at Cadence Education. We'll put his full bio in the show notes below and include a link to his LinkedIn profile. But are you ready to get going, Jedediah?
I'm ready to get going. Yep.
All right. So tell us, if you could go back to when you were a staff or senior accountant, what advice would you give yourself?
I think going back then, well, first and foremost, I would have passed the CPA exams before when I was in school, so that would have interfered with work. So there's that.
Okay.
But then the advice I would give myself is to try to be more involved in projects. Trying to be, take some kind of task on in various projects, and that versus just the regular day-to-day stuff. I think it helps to make one stand out and to get the experience that would be beneficial as a manager later on.
Okay. Going back to your CPA, because you are a CPA.
Yes.
But you can actually take the CPA while you're going to school, right? Once you hit a certain amount, you can apply and actually start studying and taking it.
Correct. Yeah. As soon as you're eligible, yeah, you can start sitting for the exams. You don't have to wait until you have the work experience or anything.
Right. And sometimes it's easier to do when you're actually in school and you're already studying.
Yes.
Then, right. Okay. All right. That's actually a good point, because so many people wait and then they're like, I'll do it. But like you say, it's hard.
Yeah, it just made things difficult when starting a new job and then trying to, I was working as an auditor and at certain times you have crazy hours and trying to maintain those steady habits too at the same time. It was just a lot to juggle, and it could have been a little more career focused from the outset instead of focusing on the exams. Yeah.
And then you said also getting involved in different projects on top of your day-to-day accounting work. That probably requires you to speak up to your manager to say you want to be involved in other things.
Yeah, I would say so. Just one thing that I eventually did, and I wish I would have done it sooner, is just to I try to save money and bring my lunch and all that, but on a regular basis to have lunch with someone that can be whether it's sort of a mentor or just other people on the team with more experience, and build that relationship so that way you have more of that trust and might be better considered for projects or things of that nature.
Okay, that's actually a fair point, and especially since prices are so high and salaries might not have kept up, that might be one place that people are trying to save money. But that's it. Because how do you build relationships? You go meet with them socially, and lunch is a great way to do that. So, okay, good idea. All right. Okay, so next question then. Either why do you love accounting, or what value has accounting added in your career?
So I will be honest up front, I do not love a lot of the aspects of accounting, but there are certain aspects I really do like about accounting. And, it's afforded me the opportunity to travel overseas and to work with all kinds of extraordinary people that I probably wouldn't have run into otherwise. And so for that, I definitely love accounting. And then I think most accountants have that some internal thing where when something balances, when it nets to zero, it's just so that's
right. Okay.
That's part of what drives me in accounting. I know it sounds really simple, but yeah, with accounting, I think it's been great having the opportunity to work with people from all departments, company wide, anywhere I've been. That's the thing that I would probably emphasize as well.
Okay.
Where whether it's for budgeting or for expense analysis or whatnot, you're gonna be in accounting. You're gonna at some point probably work with every single department in an entire company.
Okay.
And get to see everything company wide. I guess that depends on the size of the company, but
okay, that's true. Yeah. Right. Okay. So while it may be boring, it's afforded you to travel with your organizations, right? So
yes.
Where have you gone? Did you go to Africa?
So I did not get the opportunity to go to Africa. I got in an accident, motor vehicle accident, and there's some other things that happened along the way. But I did travel to China. I worked in China for almost a year.
Wow.
And that was a fantastic opportunity. I got to bring my family out there for a little while, and it was just a priceless experience. And had a good time doing it.
And you probably wouldn't have done it but for accounting and your accounting degree, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so you're not expecting me to ask this question, and I hope you don't mind that I added it on. We've gotten some feedback that people would like more actionable advice. So, do you have any other advice for somebody at that staff and senior accountant level, maybe that you didn't experience, but is there something that a staff and senior accountant can do today to help them be better in their position? Can you think of anything?
I think one thing I can really think of is that I think a lot of staff and seniors tend to get siloed into whatever their specialty is. And sometimes that can be a good thing if you want to go on to go into technical accounting or something like that and become very good at one specific area. But I think something that's good, and maybe I took this for granted, but being able to learn the tasks of other people on the team and to cross-train and get a broader knowledge of what's going on, I think that's key to developing an all-around knowledge of what's going on. You know, some people are like, oh, I only deal in the expenses, I only deal in prepaids, or I only deal in fixed assets or something like that. But
Right.
I feel like it's really important to try to expand as much as you can, and whether that's asking if you can learn some tasks to be a backup for somebody if they happen to be out, or if that's just taking on an additional assignment. I think it's important to get out of that silo and just experience what other people on the team do.
That's a good idea, and that's also a good way to phrase it, because like you're cross-trained and then you're the backup. So if something happens to that person or whatever, they have to be out, they go on vacation, you're the backup or the taking on additional responsibilities. All right, Jedediah, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you everybody for watching, and stay tuned for another edition coming up soon. Thanks, Jedediah.
All right, thank you very much.